What is going on, everyone? Anthony here, and welcome back to another video here on Let's Talk Resident Evil. And in this video, I will be covering the Chapter 5 gameplay that was released by Game Informer. They went to Japan to play it and cover the game, and they're going to be putting stuff out all throughout the month, as you've seen so far this week. So let's get right into it and break this down, and I'll give you my reactions as well. They will also be talking in this video. These are the people that did the podcast and corrected everybody. So let's do this again and get into this thing.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to Game Informer. I'm your host, Alex Van Aken, and today we're going to be taking a look at some of this exclusive gameplay footage that we have from Resident Evil 4 Remake, Chapter 5. We're going to be seeing some church gameplay, some Ashley gameplay, and...
Okay, so it's hard. It's obviously hard to hear over the talking. I know that's on purpose because they don't really want you to hear the cutscenes and stuff and the dialogue, but it looks like they are hiding out in the church, and Leon's whispering to Ashley, like, just trust me, like, okay, like, you know, because they're getting overrun in the church. So we saw these screenshots before where it looked like it could have been in the church right when you run into Ashley, because as you know, that's when you meet up with her in the original, but this time you actually fight enemies inside the church, according to the screenshots. So let's go into further in here.
Ashley gameplay and
here they are.
cabin fight, as well as you know,
wow,
just overall fighting Ganado.
Look at the church
and yeah, trying to stay alive. So we've got about 12 minutes of footage here to show you today.
Okay, so they're already doing the stealth in the church. So they're showing that from the start. This is literally from the start of Chapter 5. You get to crouch and hide from the Ganados here. This is pretty cool. So this is going to show us a little bit into the stealth in the game. So,
and I'm joined by Marcus Stewart. How are you, Marcus?
And Marcus Stewart, this is the guy that was correcting everybody about the QTEs. He also wrote the whole article that I read you on Game Informer. But he was also the one on the podcast saying, I never said there wasn't QTEs. And basically, there is QuickTime events in Resident Evil 4. But let's continue.
I'm feeling great. I'm happy to be seeing this section again, because as I mentioned in the cover story I wrote, I had a lot of fun playing it.
And here you go. So this is the boost. So Ashley can knock down ladders and also climb ladders now.
Absolutely.
Unlike before where you had to
so yeah, we are
catch her all the time.
Starts out and we are, you know, simply escaping from the church.
You hear the chanting? The chanting sounds awesome. We got to run that back. You can kind of hear it when he's climbing up the ladder here.
From the church. This is...
Hear
how
that?
many hours into the game would you say this is, Marcus?
Yeah, it's hard to say, because we don't know how long the other chapters are. It's got to be at least probably like 3-ish hours, I would guess.
So the church is about 3 hours in, what we're seeing here. So 3 hours in, Chapter 5, already a decent length. I'm sure they're going to, you know, keep this a lengthier game, which is good. So this is looking like they're trying to make their grand stealth escape here. So this right here looks like they're climbing up out of the back of the church, which is very interesting because in the original, you know, you get Ashley, and then all of a sudden when you go down, you start a cutscene with Sadler, and then they jump out the window and it's done. This, it looks like you can just stealth your way out, which is pretty cool.
How long the other chapters are? It's got to be at least probably like 3-ish hours, I would guess.
I like the lighting and the flashlight.
Yeah.
This is not our gameplay, by the way. If people are wondering, this is a B-roll that
Correct.
Capcom provided, so this is someone on the team playing, not us.
Yes.
All right, so they're helping.
We did play through this section, everything that you see today. An important disclaimer, Capcom did...
She's hesitating dropping down, but this is a pretty cool shot right here.
Accommodations for travel. That means like flights.
There you go. And there's a screenshot. Look at her. My hero. I just like that.
With this cover trip, we didn't have any of those conversations. Like, that's our bosses that handle all of that. We kind of just show up and do our job. But it is an important disclaimer. That being said, we are not influenced by that.
And here's the Hunnigan call. There we go. Secured baby eagle. And look, she's climbing down a ladder. You don't got to catch her at every ladder. So again, even looking at this clip here, which is higher res than what we've got before. I think the rain looks fine. I don't know why people are, you know, still bitching about the rain. Even on the Game Informer podcast, one of those guys were still talking about they didn't like the rain. I don't know if they're going to say that here in the video. All right, so let's look at this map here. So head for extraction point. This is the clip that... So let's look at this map here. This is the screenshot that we saw kind of surfacing online. But this is a pretty cool new detailed map that they got. You can see the Hunter's Lodge. We got the Chief's Manor, the Village Square, the Town Hall, the farm, fish farm, and the church. You got the quarry and the lake. And I like how it's detailed and how everything is kind of mapped out. And I'm sure that you can also map out your side missions as well that we know you can also do. So let's look further into here.
Now, which is nice.
Kind of zooming in.
Yeah, you can kind of move around while it's happening.
And there's the extraction point.
Map there, going to the helicopter extraction point where nothing will go wrong, I'm sure. So yeah, in the beginning you saw.
There you go. So you got the elegant headdress from the original. Boom. That's a really cool redone treasure.
So yeah, in the beginning
like that.
You saw Leon and Ashley sort of just talking about like, hey, we need
resources. So this right here, Grave Robber, this is a side mission or side quest, it looks like, and it tells you where it is. Destroy the 2 tombstones. This is the twins puzzle here. When anyone destroys the emblems engraved upon their tombstones. So,
you know, without spoiling, there's a little extra area in that upper deck that you can find if you don't want to just beeline it straight for that ladder. So, you know, keep an eye out up there. I found it on my playthrough.
I love the way the outside looks, though,
yeah,
in the RE engine. Looks
making
great.
our way through here. Leon being a gentleman, moving that out the way because he's all big and strong.
Ashley's like, I'm definitely going to catch a cold. Yeah. Yes, you will. There you go. We got some stealth going on here. Oof. I like it. I like it.
And yeah, this part.
And here is the chanting. You can still hear the chanting.
And yeah, this part was pretty fun to get through. I tried to get through it stealthily.
And you hear Ashley. She's like, "What is wrong with these people?" So this is the first time she's really like experiencing the Ganados in full effect. So it makes sense why she's reacting that way. Boom! Got to stab them when they're down. You have to, or they will come back as parasites. Oh no! Ash is getting grabbed. Woo! Just mixed them. There you go. Nice. You can just stab them. That's so cool. Oh man. See, so let's go back here. So let's roll that back.
And yeah, this part was
fight through the cemetery.
Pretty fun to get through. I tried to get through it stealthily the first couple times.
Stab. I love that. I love that. You can just stab it and she falls off. So he tells her to spread out there, and that's just telling her to get away from the combat, but she'll still stay close. I love that shotgun. Shooting the limbs. I like it. Look at that, chat rooms. That's a nice little look at a nice attaché case there. It looks like we have... Let's see if it actually has a... Go back here to the stab. So we got the bolt thrower. Let me see. So the SG-09. So a custom handgun made for Leon while keeping the basic design of the MUP. Parts carefully chosen and machined to improve performance. Yeah, we got the bolt thrower, which looks dope. That's what I expected was going to be shown here because we saw that in the little weapon switcher. And it looks like we got the shotgun and the bolt action rifle and the TMP in there. I like the way the frag grenades look too. And you got the flash grenades looking very similar to how they did in the other remakes with the flashbangs. And it looks like those are resources. He doesn't go over to what's on the right or the bottom, but probably some resources.
There's going to be a few jumps in the clips here. Again, that's a Capcom thing, so this isn't going to be a straight run through.
Well, yeah, they're just trying to show. Again, they said this is Capcom supplied B-roll, so they're just trying to show what they can. This looks great, man. I just like the lighting out here. I love the lighting of the torches and how dark it is. I like the fact that like everyone's getting, you know, just soaked in rain. And it just looks a lot more realistic and just really more appealing with how rich the RE engine looks, in my opinion. Uses the first aid.
So you're gonna notice there's gonna be a few.
And we got the
jumps,
parasites, guys.
Here.
Here we
Again,
go. We got parasites.
So
I love the kick to the face. That's so. Kicked his head off. Right into a parasite.
It's gonna jump around at points.
Perfect.
You can see the flash grenade still very effective against those.
Let's run that. We gotta run that back. Look at that.
Run through of the chapter.
Nice and gooey.
It's gonna jump around at points.
Boom.
But as you can see, the flash grenade still very effective against those tentacled, transformed Ganado. As we enter the cemetery, you get a little bit.
Oh, okay.
A little bit of a taste of one of the
shooting the
side
tombstones.
quests,
Oh, you can still shoot the
cemetery
bird
puzzle,
nest.
as you can see,
Perfect.
you can still shoot birds' nests to get those precious
Chicken
eggs,
egg. Okay.
or I guess a chicken egg that's in a bird nest in the tree. Don't ask me. how that works.
Sometimes they're eggs, sometimes they're
You know how
treasure.
it is. But I mean, in the original game, you killed snakes and got chicken eggs, which was always kind of weird. There he is.
Took care of a request. Well done.
Yeah, that's definitely the
got
same
chicken
voice
eggs, which is
actor
all-
who did the Duke. Look at this right here. This is the merchant right
It's
here.
kinda weird. There he is.
Took care of a request.
I seem to have a request. Well done.
Man himself.
Look at you.
So you can see you're
Look
turning
at
in
you,
side
mate.
quest,
I got
which is what you're going to be
something
doing.
new for ya.
Got something new for you. So we got the merchant here. Insignia key. These are the items he has. Insignia key, hexagon piece A, elegant headdress, yellow diamond, and then SG09, W870, TMP, SRM 1903, and bolt thrower. So there you go. Nice little look
One
at
has to wonder
the
how
shop.
he moves with all that heavy equipment.
Oh, look at this. We got the Red 9. We got the rocket launcher as well. First aid spray.
Coat,
And the recipes.
you know, must be pretty strong. It's kind of like a.
He
a
still
grab
says
bag,
that. A
like
choice of
before.
an avid gun collector. It's a nice gun, stranger. I like that they kept that there.
Weighted training gear. He's probably pretty strong. But,
And of course, you got power, ammo capacity, reload speed, and rate of fire. Same as the original.
I was thinking he's just like into CrossFit. You know.
you know, we don't know. He's a mysterious figure, as you see. We're
Decent amount of
upgrading
dough
his
on him.
Equipment here. You can upgrade knives now. It's meant to
Come
be
back
cover storage, which is
anytime.
nice,
That's
which
cool.
You're going to be needing because they're
Definitely the same voice actor as the Duke, but I like him. I like how he sounds.
they have limited durability, and you're going to be using it quite a bit for the new parry mechanic, which I enjoy.
So you can map out where the weapons are in
So
the
there's
the
another
wheel
side
here.
quest right there. You're going to want to keep an eye out in the environment for those blue flyers.
A savage mutt. I need someone to get rid of the wild dog that's been roaming around the village. It'll be easier to spot. It's not like normal dogs. Oh, man. Defeat the strong threat. So any blue paper you have, these are all pretty much side missions, and of course you get rewarded treasures and stuff.
So there's the wild dog quest.
That's cool.
That was one of the more involved quests that we
Look at
saw
the
so
fog.
far.
Absolutely.
I
And
love
you-
I love the fog creeping through the
You
floor.
won't see the solution in this footage, but you will see sort of what's on the other end of this side quest for you.
Yeah.
The dog is hard to find. We are going to show the dog, but the way to find the dog will be, I guess, a little bit of a mystery. And also important to note, we turned left when we left that door. There is another path behind us if we were to turn right out of that door that goes into an underground tunnel that like takes you up through a well in the village. So
Yeah, I did hear about that in the other interview reports where they were saying that there's certain paths like the underground tunnel path that is, you know, if you do explore that path, sometimes they're off the beaten path, but they're easier to get through. They might be a little bit out of the way, but you don't have to fight as many Ganados on that path, or sometimes they'll just be secret areas to explore that won't be as, you know, lit up as the main areas.
there's a lot of paths available.
Yeah, like when we both came through here, we just assumed just the way the camera's framed. We're like, okay, it's the only way to go. But yeah.
Here we go, back at the center of the village here. We still got our officer burning at the stake there.
Society was like, hey, check this out.
Nice little
We're like,
TMP
oh, okay.
and face kick. I love the crunch of the
Here we
kick.
go. We've got the village at night.
Village at night looks
Lady
really
thought
cool.
She could take a pitchfork to Leon. Didn't work out for her. And this is
I was gonna just comment on the rain. I know that there's a
Oh
lot of
my
talk
God.
about
Raingate.
Raingate. I do agree. I think it can be tuned down a little bit. It does feel like intentionally, like it is intentionally obfuscating the environment, and kind of adds to that tension. Like you can't see what you're shooting. I do agree, though. It's a bit much.
I mean, I don't think it looks that bad, but the fact that he's agreeing that it's a bit much, again, that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't look like that, but I think a lot of people, again, they might be like, well, you know, they played the game. They actually, I mean, they didn't say they had problems aiming just now. They said that it could happen, but they didn't say, like, they had a problem with aiming when they played. I don't know. Again, this doesn't help the situation when you have people like this saying, yeah, I think the rain is also... The other guy, Stewart, in the podcast was saying that he didn't think the rain looked as bad. It's this guy that's talking that is saying that.
You know, it would be great, Marcus, if there's like a rain slider. I'm kidding.
Yeah. I just want a nice little downpours. We see. I love the lighting in this game.
Yeah, you see, he ignores it. He doesn't even talk about it. He's like, yeah, you know.
Like it just the bloom on the flashlight and just how dark everything is. Like it just makes especially like interiors like this.
So this looks like we're going into the Chief's Manor here. That's what this looks like. So he goes in the gate here. And this looks like right here where you would normally do the insignia puzzle. Well, not the insignia puzzle, but you would do it on the other... you would come in through the other door, basically. So this looks a little bit more restructured. If this is what it is. Considering it has a dining room and the kitchen, this looks like where you run into the big cheese here. And the Saddler painting, yep, this is it. This is where you usually get grabbed and Ada appears through the window. Wonder if that will still happen. Another Ashley boost here.
Ashley up to do her thing, get Leon up there. Yeah, it just makes the interiors creepy.
See the owl?
Like the first time that owl made me jump because you just see the glowing eyes in the dark.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my god, like what is that?
I will say there were a couple times when I was playing the demo where I was kind of in a very dark environment and Leon wasn't pulling up his flashlight, which is kind of frustrating. So I'm just kind of like clambering around in the dark. It was mostly like,
Oh, there's a dog.
There he is.
The dog.
Oh, shit.
That thing. It's got like weird, almost like a
Damn.
especially like interiors.
In a very
That was
dark environment,
pretty rough.
Leon
Look at
wasn't
that.
pulling up his
Let's see.
flashlight, which is kind of
See what that looks
frustrating.
like
So
again.
I'm just kind of
Run
like
that back.
clambering around in the dark. It was mostly like outdoor. Oh,
There he
there's
is.
the dog.
Oh, man.
Look at that thing. It's got like weird, almost like a scorpion tail. Now that I'm looking at it again.
The way it, like, moves side to side.
Yeah, Capcom
Damn.
also pointed
That's a
out,
crazy
for
looking
those wondering,
parasite.
that this dog
Oh,
is
no.
not the dog that Leon can rescue in the original game, because, you know, in this game, he's
Yeah, it's a different dog,
presumably
clearly.
dead. So, you know, at the time, we kind of were like, oh, maybe this is the dog, but they were very clear to point out, like, nope, different dog.
Kick him.
And I go,
Yeah. Love that roundhouse.
But yeah, that
They
that dog
also
fight is
wouldn't-
pretty hard.
They also wouldn't definitively.
This is right by
answer
the
if it
windmill
was
here.
The same dog in this game as in the old game.
Yeah.
In terms of the one that's.
Yeah, they're not going to answer that, but they just kind of hinted that it could still be alive. So I think that dog in the bear trap obviously is a fake out.
Dead at the beginning of the game. They're like, maybe it's not the same.
Wow. So this is the whole section where you would normally climb over the wall on the other section here, and it has a little bridge up there. Dude, this village at night with the lighting looks fantastic.
Dog. And it's like,
And look, you still got the medallion up top. You see the medallion up there? That's really cool. So even the medallions might still be in similar places.
okay.
So you see a blue medallion
Boom.
up there. It's Leon.
It's in the
Takes
barn,
it
just
out.
like in
You
the
see it's
original.
1 of 5. So I asked Capcom about that because in the original game it was kind of like 15 in the same area, and they said that that side quest reappears in different parts of the map.
Okay, so
You're
there's
gonna be
multiple.
It sounds like you're gonna be shooting medallions outside of. Takes it out. So you see, it's 1 of 5.
Okay, so this leads to the It's I mean this area of the map is pretty much it's redone. I like how the village kind of connects now with some of the paths. Like the merchant is in this little stone wall here right before the bridge. Instead, he's just like in the original, he's standing by the beginning of the bridge. So just like little things like that kind of extend it and make it like seamless, but it's still pretty much the same.
The original game was kind of like 15
and we're gonna have spread out medallions as well. So
area, and they said that that side quest reappears in different parts of the map. So you're going to be shooting.
There's
Luis.
Luis.
Shooting medallions outside of just like the village area, and they just sort of like divide them into like batches of 5.
Here we go.
You.
Hey, listen, bumped earlier.
Yeah, about that.
Hey, I see you found your missing senorita.
Senorita has a name, Miss Ashley. You are?
Who are you? What are you doing here?
Very good questions, unfortunately.
Hide, now.
Okay, it's game time.
There we go, and it goes right into the gameplay. Okay, so they don't even get to really kind of calm down before they come through. It's just kind of like they get surrounded, the argument happens, and he doesn't really know if he can trust them. I know some people were kind of giving, the Luis voice actor a hard time, but I don't think he sounds too bad. I do like the original one, though, a lot, so I don't know, we'll see. Let's just run this back, though. Let's go to the cutscene, because they finally didn't talk, so let's see.
It sounds like you're going to be shooting medallions outside of just like the village, like batches of 5.
You tell he's already pissed. He's like, you motherfucker.
Listen, bumped earlier.
Yeah, about that.
And he says about earlier, so I wonder if he's talking about when he ditched him, because if they still get captured together, and if something happens, I wonder if that kind of goes the same way, and he just kind of leaves Leon, and he's like, what the hell? That's kind of sketchy, and then that's why he's upset, or something else happens. And he's like, I see you got your senorita, so he still has his,
Senorita.
his humor.
Senorita has a name, Miss Ashley. You are?
Who are you? What are you doing here?
Yeah, so he says, like, who are you, right? So I wonder if that conversation that Leon and Luis have when they're tied up before the Ganado comes in, if that's still even going to happen, and if he's still going to explain his backstory. But of course, like, even with him explaining it, he could still think, okay, I don't really know who you really are. You might tell me who you are, but who are you really? So I like the fact that Leon's kind of going about Luis a little bit different this time before he trusts him.
Very good questions, unfortunately.
And it gets interrupted.
Hide, now.
This is more of the cabin stuff that we saw.
Okay, it's game time.
It's game time. Still says it.
And due to the cuts, there's a lot of that
Stand your
village
ground.
before the bridge
Like you just
that we ran
kick it
over
open.
that you can fight through and explore. Like there's a lot that they didn't show in this footage.
Okay, so there's a bunch of paths pretty much around this cabin that you can explore. I'm sure a lot of the extra exploration they're going to not show in these clips, obviously. So
It's where, at least during our
let's see if we can.
explored, like there's a lot that they didn't show in this footage. It's where, at least during our playthrough, the brute first appears. The cow.
And you can do the wooden plank.
Right.
In that area just before the bridge that we crossed. But
Yeah, because in the footage we've put out of this, people have seen the cow guy shows up in this
appears
fight,
here.
but
Yeah.
you actually fight him well before this.
Okay, so Cowman does appear before the cabin. We expected if they were going to bring in a new enemy that he would appear more than just the cabin, so that makes sense.
So
Yeah, so when
it
he
seems
shows
like
up
he's
in the
gonna
fight-
be what were we saying?
Yeah, he's definitely a recurring enemy, but when he shows up in the fight, you've already had to fight him before, and so I feel like it's extra tense because it's like, oh my god, I gotta fight this guy now.
Yeah, it's just another
I
enemy
saw
they
some
throw
people
in the mix.
speculating that he might be a single persistent enemy that follows you. I'm
No.
pretty sure that is not the case. Yeah, I think he's
No,
just another enemy type.
I have killed him several times in different areas.
So he's not Stalker, he just appears and you can kill him several times. So a lot of this cabin footage is similar to the B-roll we saw from the art director before with Leon using the knife, Luis helping out. The cabin is getting overrun. I like the fact that the cabin looks a little bit more, larger in scale, and it has the upstairs. Of course, the bolt action rifle. I mean, this is awesome. This just looks smooth. I love this right here. Shoots him through the wood, and then boom, shoots him right in the head. Love that. The headshots look very satisfying. Melee, right in the face. And that shoddy, man, that looks very satisfying. Boom. Look at that. Love the gore effects.
No.
Pretty sure that.
And you can pop
No,
it.
I've
Boom.
killed him several times in different areas.
Yeah.
Just the new enemy type.
So this fight was
There he is.
wild as it is
Cowman.
in the original, but even more so here. And there he is, Mr. Bullman. There's been a lot of like back and forth, like is he a cow, is he a bull? But I was like, he's got a horn there. Might be a bull thing.
I mean, the
Well, a
art
bull is
director called it a cow, man. So he's calling it a bull. The director's calling it a cow.
It's just a cow. It's a male cow.
I mean, yeah, they're the same thing. But like bulls have horns.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so you have the R3 evade right there. Pause it right here. Boom. So that's the evade button. So you can evade his big-ass hammer swings that just take out Luis and Leon right here. Boom. And boom. Oh, there you go. You got the elegant mask is back. That's cool. All the jewels. Look at that. Extravagant mask worn by masquerades. So that's the thing, too. The returning treasures are always a cool touch because, of course, you can miss the jewels that you can put in the mask or different treasures as well, depending on how far you look with the treasure map and how far you explore. So this all just looks good. I like the fact that they're bringing back the old treasures here.
To show off, this is a look at putting gems inside of treasures to increase their value. Of
Yep.
course, if you different
That's cool. It
combinations of
tells you
gems
how
net
much
you
it increases
different,
it.
Bonuses.
There it is. The typewriter is an item box.
Different
Confirmed.
combinations of
It
gems
literally
net
is an
you
item box. Save game and storage. So the Skull Shaker listing pretty much confirmed that, but this clearly confirms it because he goes right into the
different,
storage. Look at that.
Bonuses.
So that's cool. So you can actually store shit in there.
There
your
are now
attaché case.
customized cases that have different bonuses. So, like the black case has an increased drop rate for L resources.
Yeah, so there's a lot of perks and charms that are with different cases. Like, so you can get the stuff to drop more health. Like he just said, more resources or ammo. There's different things that you can change with that.
You can pick up charms as well. With little
And the
chicken charm.
charms.
The charms and the cases, they give you little passive bonuses.
Chicken charm. It's rare. 100% health recovery for all eggs. That's actually really cool. That they added something like that. So it doesn't matter which egg you get full health if you have that.
Yeah. And you can do that stuff in the typewriter menu as you saw. So you can't do that all the time, just when you reach those saves point.
Wow, look at that. Well, that looks awesome, chat room. I mean, this is like, again, something like this really does look like it's trying to kind of show off the different lighting, the different, environments, what they're trying to do differently, and show off the weapons and the combat, and of course the interaction with the environments with Leon and Ashley. But man, this is, again, I know that there's different things that people, might like or might dislike. It's all a matter of opinion. That's fine. We're just kind of seeing how we react as we go along. But so far, this gets me excited, guys. I cannot wait to see more. I'm sure they're going to be doing some more videos and coverage. I know they have a rapid fire interview that they're doing apparently with Capcom. So Game Informer is going to cover some more stuff. Let me know what you think down below of this gameplay. And let me know if you're excited. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and stay tuned as the road to Resident Evil 4 Remake continues.